Today we're going to show you how you can join the fight to end the coronavirus epidemic. All over our country, doctors, nurses, and first responders like firefighters, EMS, and police are short on some of the things they need to keep themselves safe. So in this video, we're going to show you how you can make an isolation gown. Now, where you go to find the instructions on how to do that is a website called thermaxxjackets.com/products. All right, after you go to the website to find the instructions, you're going to need to start gathering your materials. Everything that you see here is a normal household item except for this big roll of paper. This is Tyvek paper, but we were able to order this on Amazon and have it delivered. You could also go to a home improvement store and they will probably have it as well. You need a clean working surface. You need the Tyvek home wrap. You need the scissors, Sharpies, pens, tape measures, staples, a towel or a sponge, a spray bottle with disinfecting solution, preferably bleach or alcohol, obviously a printer to print all this out. Okay. So step one, once you've gathered your materials, is to wash your hands. Now we've rolled out the our Tyvek paper, and of course the cat wants to help. But I just want to show you the specifics of the product we're using here for when you go to order it or pick it up at your store. So you're going to lay it out here, and the first thing we're going to do is we're going to cut out a template, which you're going to use to cut out all the other ones afterwards. And this is the most complicated step and the longest step. All right, so you're going to need to roll out a sheet that is at least 4.5 feet tall with a length of 6 feet. And then you're going to start to mark up the paper according to this document right here. Every square on here is an inch. And start marking out the important parts, the important measurements of where the corners are so that it'll be easy to cut it out. You'll see as we go. Okay, so right now we're measuring the width out, which we've marked with a big line from inches 1 to 54. And then we're gonna do the width next. All right, so now we're measuring the length of it. We're going out 6 feet. Now we're going to start marking up the important inches that correspond to the corners of the gown. All right, so along the width, I have marked the following measurements: 15 inches, 23 inches, 31, 34. This right here is the thumb hole, 41, 42, which is where the collar comes down to, 45, and 53. And these will become important as we start to draw the template because these represent all the different corners. Now we're going to mark up the length. All right, so here now we've marked out the length and the important measurements. 35 would be half of the gown. And then this is where the straps along the collar are on either side. And this is where the sleeve begins and where it ends. And where the bottom of the apron, where the straps are going to be. So I just want to show you that we ended up marking up all 4 corners. We ended up measuring out the important distances. Now, one way you could do this if you wanted is you could only measure out half of it, fold it in half, and copy on the other side. We're gonna do it this way. You can see that we have the collar drawn out. Here are all the important measurements for the collar. Going down, these right here will be straps that you cut out that'll go around the neck, and then here are the sleeves with a thumb hole. All right, so we've finished drawing the template now. These are the straps right here that you'll cut out that'll go around the waist. These are the sleeves which we're now we'll fold in half and staple. And then here's the back and top of the apron, also with straps. So I think we're gonna cut half of it and fold it over to see that if we've done it symmetrically. And then we'll cut the other half. And we'll go from there. And all we need is scissors for this part. Now we're gonna start cutting out the template. Cutting right along the line. It looks like it's cutting really smoothly. It actually cuts just like wrapping paper does. Now, if I accidentally cut over the margin, we're just gonna tape it. This is still just a template, and so all we need is really a working outline to be correct, and the proportions to be correct. It doesn't have to be pretty, so I'm not too worried about that part at this point. So this is what the template should look like. These are the straps. This is the neck, thumb holes. So now we're gonna lay this down over this paper and we're gonna trace it out. This next one will be the one that we actually cut out and staple. So this will be a real one. This is just the template. Okay, so we've now laid the template down on top of the Thermaxx paper, and we've decided actually to tape it down just so that it doesn't shift while we're tracing it. So we're gonna trace the outline of this, cut it out, and then staple it together, and this will be and then disinfect it, and this will be our first real gown. Okay, so this is our first trace of the template, and it went pretty smoothly and pretty quickly. So now we're gonna cut this out and then start the stapling. To preserve paper, I cut it really close to the edge and then along the sleeve, because for the next one we're gonna flip it and this will be the top of it, and so we can save a foot or so of paper, which might end up allowing us to make one extra gown or two extra gowns when we get to the end of the roll. Lining this up nicely, and then I'm gonna start to staple. So I'm just gonna staple down here at this corner first, because that's a important part to get correct. And I'm just gonna do staples every couple of inches or so. The closer the staples are, the more robust it will be. There is a way to do this where you sew, and if you have a stronger stapler, I would suggest using that. Okay, so we repeated the stapling that we did on the other side, and now we're gonna get to the point where we are gonna disinfect. All right, so now we're gonna get to the disinfectant part, and I'm using a disinfectant spray that we have here. I'm wearing gloves. Wash your hands, but since we're getting the part where we're sterilization, I don't really wanna touch this anymore, and I want it to be as clean as possible. The whole garment disinfected now and ready to dry. This is what the final product should look like. And once you make 5 or 10 of these and you're looking for who to give them to, we suggest 2 things. One is you can go to the Thermaxx website and contact someone there who will help you find who will need these, or we suggest going to your local fire station and asking them. So good luck, you can do this, join the fight.